Hello, everyone. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and this is going to be a very short live. I'm just announcing this week's stitch for our 2022 Crochet Along. I will let you know that this is from a channel that she has not posted a video in, it says 3 years, but this tutorial for this stitch is wonderful. It's pretty simple. If you slow her down, you can see exactly what she's doing. She does not have a left-handed stitch version. She does right-hand stitches only, but I chose this stitch because it turns out really pretty. The name of the stitch is called the Elizabeth stitch, and it's at Dabbles and Babbles. Now, I am using all 4-ply yarn, and I'll show you what the Elizabeth stitch looks like. And the link to the tutorial is in the description box below for anybody that's playing along. And both of these yarns, this was last week's, this is the moss stitch. The black that you see there is the moss stitch. This is the Elizabeth stitch. Both of these yarns had a yarn skein indicator with a 4 in it, but you can see that this impeccable yarn is slightly chunkier than the Caron Simply Soft, but I'm going to continue with it because I'm trying to use just the yarns I have on hand, okay? So the Elizabeth stitch, the only thing I will tell you is get past the point in her tutorial where she's talking about the chain, because you're not going to be working in a chain. You're going to be working in the round of the previous stitch that we learned. And when you join your yarn at the end, you always join, we're going to join at the side. I always try to work my tails in where I've joined yarn, and use whatever method you are comfortable with switching colors and joining yarn. I just put the two together and tie them in a knot, and then I just work it in as I go. So you can't see, there's no tail showing, right? All right, and for this stitch, on the previous stitch, we had a chain 1 at the end and then a turn. For the Elizabeth stitch, you need a chain 3 and then do your turn and then just start working her stitch into the previous row. And if you do exactly as she does, once you get past the chain, it's really an easy stitch. Again, another easy to learn stitch. For anybody that's wanting to learn crochet, that's the whole purpose of this Afghan. I'm trying to find stitches that the tutorial is really good, clear, and you can learn the stitch and not get overwhelmed. So I'm hoping my choice for this week is acceptable for everybody that's playing along. I think it's a beautiful stitch. Hi, Janet. It's really easy to do. Again, I'm using the same size hook. I'm going to keep using the same hook for the whole blanket, which is an H, or an 8 or a 5 millimeter. And all of these, this week, the tutorial is a US stitches. It's a US channel. But again, like I said, she hasn't posted a video in like 3 years, but this tutorial was too good to pass up. So if you subscribe to her channel, she has a few other tutorials, and we might revisit her channel for another stitch. But this is the one we're going to learn. Hi, Peg. Hi, Sherry. And again, I'm not staying on long. I'm just announcing this week's stitch. So it's called the Elizabeth stitch, and it's at Dabbles and Babbles, and the link is in the description box below for anybody that's doing the crochet along. And this is mine so far. Whoops. Get it to be still. So the first stitch was the moss stitch or the linen stitch, and now we're learning the Elizabeth stitch. All right. And I think we're going to have a really cool blanket, you know, keep in the car or in your recliner or whatever by the end of the year. Now, just a couple announcements before I sign off, because like I said, I'm not staying on long. Barb Owen will be live at 2 o'clock at How to Get Creative on her channel here on YouTube. She's going to give us kind of a quick life update and let us know what's been going on, although I think most of us already know what's happened. And please be there to support our Barb. She needs all the love and compassion and care that we can give her right now. And then tomorrow, I think it's at 8 a.m. Eastern, our Carol at Whispering Cauldron is going to be starting kind of a stitch along. So I'm doing a crochet along, and now Carol's doing this scroll stitch along, which I think is going to be fabulous. I've already got a bag of tiny scraps and threads and fabric scraps, and I've got my scroll pieces ripped. I did 7 inches and I just tore them to size, because if you tear cotton, it'll go right straight on the grain. So you get a straight strip every time. And that's all I had to share. So Whispering Cauldron tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern, and Barb Owen today at 2 p.m. Eastern. All right. So thank you guys very much, and I will see you later. Bye.